is the lifeblood of Earth. It explains what we were to what we could be. Good morning to one and all. My name is Samhita Nair, the head girl of Sarvodaya Central Vidyalaya, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Science Club Inauguration. Let's begin this meeting with the prayer song, for which I call upon Advait Sharma of 12B.
You are my strength when I am weak. You are the treasure that I seek. You are my all and all. Seeking you as a precious jewel, Lord, to give up I'd be a fool. You are my all and all. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Jesus, Lamb of God, worthy is your name. Worthy is your name.
We all know that a great deal of life processes include the sun, and the sun in our world here is none other than our principal, Reverend Dr. Shantan Chedivil. He helps shape a vision of academic success for all students and leads us along the way. I now invite him to address the gathering. Father, please.
Distinguished guests, Reverend Father Koshi Chirakara or Basa, my dear teachers and students. This COVID season is a challenging time for us. We are all confined at our homes. Yes, we are attending our online regular classes, but that is not enough. We have to carry on our regular activities as far as possible, at least in a minimum form. Science Club of our school prepares a very well platform for our students to ignite their scientific flavor and talents latent in their minds. Last year we conducted many activities, experiments, inter-school competitions in the banner of our science club. It produced good effects. Many of our students could participate in many competitions and they came out with the flying colors. But the situation now is different. We cannot conduct our science club activities in an elaborate manner, but we can do many things. Hence, our science club activities are inaugurated today. Well-known scientists and academicians are present here to talk to you to inaugurate our activities. I welcome them all. I thank and congratulate Nidhi Satyadas teacher, who is in charge of our science club, for arranging a solemn and a meaningful inaugural function. I thank all science club teachers and students and all students and parents who are attending this inaugural function. Let me conclude my words thanking all and wishing all the best for our science club activities. Thank you.
Good morning. It's indeed an honor, and I am extremely privileged to invite two dignitaries for the inaugural function of our science club. It would be unbecoming and inappropriate if I do not urge you or request you to benchmark the lofty contributions of these two eminent personalities who have won acclamation as the best in their respective fields. Each one of us can escalate them as our role models in our path towards success and achievements. First, let me invite our chief guest of today's function, Dr. Rajiv K. Sugumaran, Principal Scientist and Head, Biofuels and Biorefining Section, Microbial Process and Technology Division, CSIR, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology, Thiruvananthapuram. He has done his Masters in Biotechnology from CUSAT, his PG Diploma in Bioinformatics and PhD in Biotechnology. He is currently leading a group of scientists, project fellows, PhD students, and he has worked with top managements on administrative matters and science administration. With this small and robust introduction, let me cordially invite you, sir, to be the chief guest of today's inaugural function.
Dr. Sugumaran has received the Professor S.P. Chincholkar Memorial Award in 2016 from the Biotech Research Society in India. With pleasure, I now welcome you, sir, to inaugurate the club and for the inaugural address. Sir, please.
Good morning, this is Rajiv Sugumaran, scientist at the CSIR's National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology at Papanankot. Today I'm happy to be among you on the occasion of the inauguration of your science club. And I'm thankful to the school authorities, especially the principal, Reverend Father Dr. Shandan Cherivil, the bursar, Reverend Father Koshi Chirakarut, and your science club coordinator, Madam Nidhi Satyadas, for inviting me here and also for providing me an opportunity to speak before you. These are difficult times, and COVID-19 has changed the way the human beings are interacting. Schools are reinventing the ways how the talks or how the classes are being delivered, and digital platforms have become the norm of the day. So when I was asked to give a talk on the occasion of your science club inauguration, I was thinking that I would actually talk on COVID-19, but then I realized that it requires a lot of digital content to be delivered. So eventually I settled down and I thought, okay, maybe I'll try to do this and I'll talk on the subject which I'm doing the R&D on. So today I'll be talking on biofuels and how that is important for the country, for its self-reliance, as well as how this is affecting the climate. And of course, this is a very brief talk. I'll just give some technical aspect of how biofuel and one of the biofuel things, which is bioethanol. I will start by showing this slide, which is pretty interesting. If you look here, this is a very ordinary picture of a township in northern India. This is Jalandhar in Punjab. And what makes it interesting is the background. If you look here, you can see snow-covered mountains. And you have to understand that Jalandhar is some 200 plus kilometers from the Himalayas, and the generation of people currently dwelling in the city probably have never seen this site in their lifetimes. And this is made possible by COVID-19. Why? Because this is a scene which they are seeing after the lockdown was imposed for some time. The atmosphere has become so clear they can see almost 200 kilometers apart, and Himalayas is visible from Jalandhar. So this means that the COVID-19 is changing the way we are looking at the environment, and this is showing us what we have done to the environment. Again, if you look at this picture, you can see that this is a picture from the Wuhan region in China, and this yellow region in this panel is the nitrogen dioxide or NO2 levels over the Wuhan region in the atmosphere. And after the lockdown, you can see that this is almost completely gone. Same story in California, where you can see that before the shutdown, the nitrogen dioxide levels is pretty high, and after the initial soft shutdown, it has come down a little bit, and after the full shutdown, it is even more reduced, and again, little bit more time into the shutdown, it is drastically reduced. So humans are actually changing the environment, and most of these disasters that currently we see are the result of human activities and most of these are also resulting from the global warming. And when you talk about the global warming, one of the important things that comes to our mind is the role the transportation sector has to play on the global warming. Transportation sector, including vehicular transport, aeroplanes, shipping, everything plays a very important role, is a major contributor to the carbon dioxide emissions. And this shows us the need for a cleaner and greener transportation fuel, because this sector is polluting our globe so high that sometimes we are even unable to breathe. This is a picture that you see here is the picture of Delhi in that season where it is getting maximum polluted. Now, again, before I talk to the alternate fuels, I'll also talk about the rising needs. I mean, why we are required to go for alternate fuels. Also, this is important for the economy of the nation. Because if you look here, India is a country which is dependent almost on other countries for almost 80% of our domestic consumption of petroleum products. And petroleum runs the country. I mean, if you don't have petroleum products, it is difficult. We don't have energy, we don't have transportation fuel, and very worrying fact is that we have to depend upon other countries for 80% of our domestic requirement of petroleum. And if you look at just the case of gasoline or the petrol itself, we are consuming 42 billion liters of gasoline. And if you look at how much money is being spent on this, at a base price of rupees 18 per liter, we are spending 756 billion rupees annually on petrol alone. And this is the figure. I mean, if you're wondering how this looks like, and this is 75,600 crores of money we are spending on petrol. So we need to reduce this dependency on imported crude. And for that also, it is important that we switch to alternative fuels which are more green and which can be produced in our country. And when you talk about that kind of a fuel, one of the possible solution is bioethanol. Bioethanol is nothing but ethanol produced from sources, biological or plant sources, which is renewable. So any plant material which can give you sugars, just like starchy materials, potatoes, sugar beets, or whatever, which can be starchy materials which can give you sugars and starch. When it breaks down, you get glucose, and that can be fermented to alcohol. So typically you see this, at least some of you would have seen how wine is made at homes and all. You add yeast into a sugar solution, which can be grape juice or whatever juice, and then the yeast does the job of converting this sugar into ethanol and carbon dioxide. And this shows the molecular how it looks like. One molecule of glucose gets converted into 2 molecules of ethanol and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, and that is how ethanol is produced. Now you can also produce this ethanol from non-starchy materials like cellulosic materials. That's a plant cell wall. So why this is important is because for a country like India, we cannot really afford to use any of these food materials, because we have 135 crore population to feed, and we cannot use any food materials for generating energy. So what is possible is to go for lignocellulosic material or plant biomass, just like rice straw or something, which is otherwise not utilized as a food material. So this can be converted, and this gives you a circular economy. You start from the biomass, brought to a factory, the size reduced and cellulose is taken out, and this is digested or hydrolyzed using acid or enzymes. These are biological catalysts. Enzymes are protein catalysts which can break down these materials, and you generate the sugars, which is then can be fermented to alcohol and can be used as a fuel for transportation vehicles. So when you look at the structure of the plant cell wall, you can see that there are cellulose fibers. What you see in green here in this picture is the cellulose fibers, and you have it is embedded in a matrix containing hemicellulose, which is a branch chain polymer. By the way, cellulose is a straight chain polymer of glucose, and hemicellulose is a polymer of certain other sugars, including arabinose, xylose, and other things. And lignin is this brown matrix in which the whole cellulose and hemicellulose is embedded, and that is basically an aromatic compound. And for enzymes, the biological catalyst to break open these cellulose fibers into sugars, it needs access to these fibers. And that is typically achieved by doing a pre-treatment. And pre-treatment can be chemical or physical, and typically use catalysts like acid or alkali, and at high temperature and pressure it is treated, and you generate you actually break open the lignin or the hemicellulose, and that is removed from the cellulose, and you get a pure or comparatively purer cellulose. This shows a typical reactor that is used for the pre-treatment. Now this pre-treated material can be digested using enzymes, and enzymes we typically produce from microbial sources like bacteria or fungi, and this is added into this biomass along with water and buffer and other things, and it is digested. And this shows the picture after 1 hour of digestion, and this is after 24 hours when this whole thing has become into a slurry liquid and with sugars. And the sugars now is fed into a fermenter, and you add the yeast and the growth factors for the yeast, and it is incubated at 30 degrees Celsius for 24 to 48 hours when the alcohol is produced. Now the alcohol is distilled and dehydrated to form the fuel alcohol, and this can be used in the vehicles. Now this shows a schematic diagram of the pilot plant that what we are having in our laboratory. And when you look at this, you start from the raw biomass. This is fed to a pre-treatment reactor, and at high temperature and pressure this is treated, and then it goes to a neutralization reactor. There is a separation of solids and liquids, and the solids contain the cellulose. This goes into a reactor for digestion using enzymes, and the sugar syrup is formed, and this sugar again it undergoes a solid and liquid separation, and the liquid part containing the sugars goes into a fermenter, and you add the yeast here, and the fermentation is continued and the alcohol is formed. Then it is pumped into a distillation still. It is distilled there, and the alcohol what is generated is then dehydrated, and finally the dehydrated ethanol is produced. This shows the actual picture of the pilot plant. This is the pre-treatment reactor getting charged. This is a neutralization reactor. This is how the material looks like after the pre-treatment. These are solids, and this is the slurry form, and then this is the liquid form after pre-treatment, and then this is how it is being done in our pilot plant. Now I've just covered very superficially how bioethanol is formed and how it is important for the economy of the nation. And this bioethanol can be used in the vehicles, and for up to 10% of blending in gasoline, you don't even require to modify the engines of the currently existing vehicles. So this bioethanol can be used for blending into petrol. And today our government's policy states that we have to blend 10% of our petrol that we are consuming with bioethanol, and the oil manufacturing companies are trying to achieve that goal. So I would stop here, and I know that this is a very short lecture and covers only very superficially the things. So if you have any doubts, or if you want to know further on this, you're always welcome to write to me in this email ID. And once again, I would like to thank the authorities of the school for providing me an opportunity to speak before you. Now I would like to get back to the science club inauguration part. I realize that the science club is very proactive. They are doing so many things. The students are actively participating in so many activities. I realize the students have brought out a science dictionary during this COVID time, during the lockdown, and the class 12 students have done an excellent job of compiling a lot of information in this dictionary. And the class 11 students have come up with a science album, including the list of Nobel laureates from 1901 to 2019. And then some of the students have made some prototypes for pen dispensers, and so many activities are there. So I'm not going to list all of these things, and I'm sure the science club is going proactively, and the faculty and the students are going to come up with a lot of activities in the future also. And I wish them all success, and I would at this point of time congratulate all the faculty members and students for actively doing their part in the science club and promoting the science. So I would now get into the duty of inaugurating the science club, And I learned that the science club is called the Smart Inventors 2K20. So today I declare that the science club is inaugurated, and I wish all success for the science club and all the activities of the science club, and I congratulate all the students and faculty members for coming up with this very nice venture. Thank you all.
I'm really happy to announce that our science club Smart Inventors 2K20 is organizing an online science fair. Main theme is Innovations for Sustainable Development. Sub-themes are Health and Well-being, Resource Management and Food Security, Waste Management and Water Body Conservation, Transport and Communication, Digital and Technological Solutions. If you are interested, please register your names on or before 30th July to the respective class mentor.
Next, let's take a look at the lockdown activities.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I am Shreya Lakshmi VS of Class 12B here before you as a representative of Class 12. We are really proud to present to you the Science Dictionary, which is a teamwork of all 119 students of 12A, B and C. In a nutshell, this dictionary is like Google for Science. Our effort was to bring up a dictionary which gives you a crystal clear idea about a particular scientific term. I would like to thank all those people whose cooperation has made this project a resounding success.
To learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. I am Kirtana S of Class 9B. Today, I would like to commemorate the great contributions of Alfred Bernhard Nobel. He was a Swedish chemist, engineer, inventor, businessman, and philanthropist. He held 355 patents, dynamite being the most famous. The great scientist Alfred Nobel had started the Nobel Prize for the first time. I'm happy to inform you that we are releasing our science album based on the Nobel laureates from the year 1901 to 2019. We, the students of 9A, 9B, 9C and 9D had collectively done the work. Around 160 students had made their contributions towards the completion of this album. I express my sincere gratitude to one and all who directly or indirectly have lent their helping hands in the venture. Thank you.
Young and aspiring minds of SCV, Devashri Raju of 11A and Parthiv Raju of 10D have proved their talents by designing a prototype pen dispenser where one dispenses a 5 rupee coin and in turn gets a pen. Let's all witness the budding brilliance of the next generation scientists.
Let's see the principle behind the pen dispenser. In the pen dispenser, the coins are separated by the principle of sieving, that is, separation based on size and magnetic separation. 1 and 2 rupee coins are magnetic, but 5 and 10 rupee coins are non-magnetic in nature. So, 1 and 2 rupee coins can be separated using a magnet. 10 rupee coins can be separated from 5 rupee coins using a sieve. 10 rupee coins are big enough to escape through the sieve, and 5 rupee coins goes through the sieve's hole. The user can collect 1 and 2 rupee coins from the magnet, while 5 and 10 rupee coins will be collected inside a chamber. 2 conducting plates are kept so that the coin acts as a switch to complete the circuit. When the circuit is completed, the motor rotates with the blade, and the blade pushes the pen forward. This will bring the pen to the hands of the user. Think. Question. Design. Create. Struggle. Collaborate. Try. Solve. And invent. Considering the present scenario, our Science Club Smart Inventors 2K20 presents Be a Smart Inventor contest. We welcome you all to make use of this wonderful opportunity to enhance your technical skills. Students of category 3 and 4 are requested to come up with creative ideas which are socially useful.
We are fortunate enough in getting a celebrated scientist of VSSC. Our personality to admire, Sri Punnus P. Mani, who retired as a senior scientist and a group head for various propulsion-related activities at VSSC. He has also been a senior scientist and a torchbearer for various computer-related courses and has also served in the capacity of being a senior consultant there. He is currently engaged as a technical consultant in various noted engineering companies. Sir, let me invite you to give a keynote address for this inaugural function.
Respected Principal, Bursar, teachers and my dear friends. I am indeed very happy to be here because it brings to my mind sweet memories of my childhood days. I am also very happy to attend the Science Club from inauguration of this school for this current academic year. In fact, I have gone through the details of the Science Club activities. I was very much impressed. Children come with a lot of novel ideas which they are practicing from home. I have also seen that a contest we are doing for finding the smart invention. This will instill in the students a spirit of innovation, which is really commendable. Congratulations to all the students and teachers who are actively participating in the Science Club activities. Science Club has got very important role to play in preparation of future scientists. Through Science Club activities, science learning becomes very joyful. Let me come to my topic, science education and its relevance to the present age. What is science? Science is the study of facts. It is also about discovering the world around us. Without science, we would have never understood how we are able to walk on this earth. So any physical thing that we see around us, definitely there is a law or principle behind it. Through study of science only, we will be able to understand that. Science learning is not only class learning. For fostering scientific learning in early childhood days, hands-on experiences are must. And this is achieved through scientific laboratories and also through science clubs. As an engineer who has worked in ISRO for more than 30 years, I know the importance of experimentation. Even though we are very clear about certain theories, we still do experiments before we confirm them. We have got ancient scientists, ancient scholars, as I call it, ancient scholars like Aryabhatta, who have significantly contributed to the development of science and technology in the world. Their discoveries and inventions created and strengthened the fundamentals of modern day science. To consider the greatest innovators of all time like Einstein, Newton and so on. They had one thing in common. They had a passion or desire to look for something new and to change idea into reality. Compared to those scientists, we have got a lot more facilities to do innovation and research. Government of India under its Adult Innovative Program and Adult Tinkering Lab have set up various labs in the country to instill the spirit of innovation in children. Let us see, that is not what the children of the government secondary school in Bilaspur did. They have devised a device with the help of resources available which helps the farmer community to carry out their needs at very low cost. Similarly, our children also can definitely come up with a lot of novel ideas which will help the community or the society as a whole. Scientific research will definitely be a time-consuming thing. A lot of hours you have to spend, continuous research you may have to do. Many trials and failures will be trials and success, failures, all the things will come. And reading, taking notes and trying out one first. Finally it will lead to an innovation. For this, definitely a lot of effort is required and an individual can also do it. But the advantage is, finally, that sort of attitude will boil down to a mindset which will remain throughout your life and help you to lead a successful life. The various problems that we are facing needs very fast solutions. Let us be true honest that the hope of improving the status of our planet related to these issues truly lies with the student community of today. Dear children, with very good initiative, innovation, and that is a good scientific temper, let us rededicate ourselves to the experimental way of doing and learning science and doing research and help our society with the solution to various problems they are facing and also make India the most developed country in the world and the top country among the countries in the world for the scientific development. Thank you.
I would now like to take this opportunity to welcome an important part of our ecosystem here at SCV, our bursar, Reverend Father Koshi Chittikrod. He is our wings of flight, our pillar of support, and our constant source of motivation. Welcome, Father.
Good morning, my dear students, parents, and teachers. I am Father Koshi, the local manager and bursar of Sarvodaya Central Vidyalaya. The present age is the age of science and technology. The progress and development of the society is now closely linked with the progress and development in the field of science, which in turn depends upon the quality of science education imparted to the youngsters in schools. Science Club in Sarvodaya Central Vidyalaya is a platform of students and teachers of varying interests and aptitudes, especially in the field of science. Science Club introduces students to interesting and exciting science ideas and create an urge in them to relate these ideas and concepts that they get from the classroom to scientific investigations. This not only opens the eyes of students to the realities around them, but also creates in them critical thinking and evidence-based reasoning skills important for future academic success. This club aims to provide proper incentive and inspiration for the pursuit of scientific knowledge in vigorous way by broadening their scientific outlook. This club provides opportunities for bringing school close to the society. That means it creates opportunities for the students to bring the theories they learn in classrooms to their practical day-to-day life in the society. This club also develops among the students the spirit and attitude of healthy competition for the individual and the social cause. More to that, this club provides opportunities for the students to get acquainted with the latest inventions and discoveries of science in various fields and thereby enhances the constructive, explorative and inventive faculties of students. I wish, as we are having the inauguration of our science club, all the very best for the activities of the science club of 2020 and pray God for greater blessings. Make the very best use of all the available opportunities and bring good fruit out of it. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you. These were the first intelligible words spoken over the telephone by Dr. Alexander Graham Bell. These words sparked the fire of technological advancement.
ഐക്യരാഷ്ട്രസഭയുടെ ആഭിമുഖ്യത്തിൽ 1972 ജൂൺ 5 മുതലാണ് ലോക പരിസ്ഥിതി ദിനം ആചരിച്ചു തുടങ്ങുന്നത്.
Blood can only be donated by people between the ages from 18 to 65, provided that they are 50 kg and above.
Better knowledge for better care emphasizes the need to improve the understanding of the world drug problem and foster greater international cooperation for countering its impact on health, governance and security.
Gratitude is the most exquisite form of courtesy. A very fine good morning to one and all. It's indeed a great pleasure and honor for me to propose vote of thanks for this event. Reshma Ramesh of class 12A on behalf of Sarvodaya Central Vidyalaya and the entire fraternity of the institution. First of all, I extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making today's event a grand success. I would like to thank our principal, Reverend Father Dr. Shantan Cheruvil for his wholehearted support and commitment. I would also like to thank our Bursar, Reverend Father Koshi Charaklot for his support and concern. I extend my sincere thanks to our chief guest, Dr. Rajav V. Sukumaran sir, who spared time from his busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Thank you for your inspiring words, sir. I would like to thank our guest of honor, Shri Punnusti Mani sir, for all the valuable information you have shared with us, sir. Thank you, sir. Behind every successful program lie the manifold attempts of our committed teachers. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the immense contributions of our dedicated teachers. I extend my sincere gratitude to all our auxiliary staff for their enormous cooperation. Finally, my special thanks goes to all parents, well-wishers and my dear friends. Thank you.